Every credentialing software vendor you talk to this year will tell you that they're NCQA compliant. It's on their website, it's in their pitch deck, and it costs them nothing to say it. But if you've ever sat through a credentialing audit, or worse, failed one, then you know claiming NCQA compliance and actually meeting the standards are not the same thing. Hi, my name is Stephanie Morris, and I'm the Senior Director of Credentialing here at Assured. And today I'm going to talk to you about what NCQA actually requires of your credentialing program in 2026 and the three main questions to ask any credentialing software vendor to ensure that they can deliver before you sign on that dotted line. Here's what no one tells you when you're buying credentialing software. Every vendor in this market claims NCQA compliance. It costs them nothing to say it. There's no audit, no external review, no one checking. It's a marketing statement. NCQA certification is different. This means that NCQA has independently audited your actual processes, your verifications, your monitoring, and your documentation, and confirmed that they meet the strict standards. One is a claim, the other is a verifiable fact. For your organization, this is not abstract. When you work directly with an NCQA-Certified CVO, health plans auditing your credentialing program will oftentimes give you automatic credit for the file review portion of your audit. That means they won't re-review provider files individually, which will directly reduce your audit burden and speed up your delegation process. When an auditor asks you to prove your primary source verifications were done within compliance, you're pointing to an independent confirmation and not asking them to take your vendor's word for it. Ask your vendor or any vendor that you're evaluating, are you NCQA certified as a CVO? Not aligned, not compliant, certified. That answer will tell you a lot. Let me share some of the actual standards your credentialing program is being measured against right now, because the latest NCQA updates tightened things significantly and they're now fully in effect. There were three big things that changed that matter the most to operations teams. Verification timelines got shorter. The previous 2024 standards were 120 to 180 days for primary source verifications. They've now shortened that window to 90 to 120 days. That window closing is the single biggest reason ops teams need to move away from manual processes. It is difficult to hit that 90-day mark when you're chasing documents by email. Credentialing information integrity standards also got tighter. Full audit trails are now required, meaning who accessed a provider's record, what they changed, and when. Other new requirements include an employee training module and information integrity audit, both due annually. When a health plan audits your credentialing program, they want all of that documentation retrievable on demand and not assembled the week prior to your review. Now, when you're evaluating credentialing vendors, the feature list is the least useful thing in the room. Here are the three questions that reveal what a platform can actually do versus what they demo. First, ask if they can run a live primary source verification in real time. Not a recording, not a screenshot, a live verification with the source and the result visible. If they redirect you to pre-recorded footage, ask why they can't do it live. That answer is your answer. Next, ask them to show you a completed credentialing packet for a real provider. What's in it, what sources are documented, and how long did it take them to generate from start to finish? What you are trying to determine here is if the packet delivered by the vendor would be sufficient enough to take to committee to render for a vote today, or if your team would have to take the packet and then perform additional verifications that may be outside of the vendor's scope in order to consider the packet committee ready. The delta between those two answers is your real operational cost. Third, ask if they're an NCQA-Certified CVO. If they say yes, they should be able to produce certificates awarded to them by NCQA and walk you through what elements they are certified in. If they say no, ask them what independent verification of their process exists. There's no wrong answer here, but it is a very informative one. If a vendor can't run a live verification, can't produce a committee-ready packet on the spot, and can't confirm NCQA CVO certification, these aren't gaps you negotiate your way around. They're gaps that could appear in your next audit. Now, I'll apply all of the same standards to Assured because leaving ourselves out of this conversation would make this guide incomplete. On certification, Assured is an NCQA certified CVO across all elements. This means NCQA has independently audited all of our actual processes, and it's not just a claim we make about our software. This supports provider file auto credit in your delegation reviews, which means a lesser audit burden for your team. In terms of speed, we can typically complete implementation within 72 hours, and we're able to credential providers within 48 hours by running more than 2,000 primary source verifications in parallel. Most organizations that work with us are able to reduce their time to billing by an average of 45 days. For ongoing monitoring, Assured is checking sources continuously and flagging issues as soon as the data is released by each agency. This ensures that you're notified of any material changes in your provider's status as close to real time as possible. On documentation, Assured's credentialing packets are generated automatically as soon as verifications are complete, and those packets are immediately available within our platform, ready for your committee's review and decision. This means you're not required to manually assemble anything before each meeting. You don't just have to take my word for it. If you want to see any of this live, click the link below to schedule a demo. We'll run through it in real time with your specific scenario and not a canned walkthrough. And if you found any of this information useful today, please subscribe. We'll cover topics like delegated credentialing, multi-state licensure, payer enrollment, and primary source verifications for the ops teams out there actually running provider networks. See you in the next one.